This bill contains very important amendments that will deepen the electoral system, that will deepen our democracy. Nigerians are yearning for conduct of credible, acceptable election. And this is what bill is all about. It's not targeted against any individual. It's meant to provide a level playing field for all political actors in the country. Let me give you an example. We have in this bill a provision that states that the result of the election should be announced right from the polling unit. It should be transmitted to the collation center. Maybe it could be a ward collation center. And maybe from the ward collation center, it should also be transmitted to the local government collation center in case of House of Assembly election. And in case of House of Representative election, it should be collected or should be transmitted to the place where the collation will be done for the House of Representative election. If it is for the senatorial election, that result should be transmitted right from the polling unit up to the senatorial district collation center. So there will be no room for people to come and change election results as it has been happening in the past. And there will be no room for anybody to come and play foul game. So we want vote to count. We want whatever vote that is put in the ballot box will be the vote that will be announced. And this is the best way to conduct credible election in line with the international best practices. This is what this bill is all about. We are tired of hearing local government elections being conducted by the state governors or by state independent electoral commissions where results are being announced anyhow, where even if the political party has strength to win some seats in the council, it will be recorded zero. With this kind of result being announced right from the collation center, it will be difficult for anybody to come and manipulate the election results. This is what this bill is all about. In my view, we are trying to throw away the baby with bath water, which should not happen. There are many provisions of this electoral act that if eventually Mr. President assent to the act itself, it will certainly deepen the electoral process and it will make Nigeria to be in the Committee of Nations where elections are conducted freely, fairly and creditably, and everybody will respect the election. Perhaps if this kind of election is held in Nigeria, there will be no need for unnecessary litigation, because if we win the election, you will win fair and square. There is no question of going to court, or even if you go, you cannot prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. So quite a number of us are not even bothered about sequence of elections. Sequence of election is just one aspect, and we can even do away with it. It doesn't even matter. What we want is a credible election. The issue of card reader, which has not been entrenched in the Electoral Act of 2010, it's now been entrenched, and which means that there will be no accreditation without the card reader. Remember, there were judgments by the High Court and also by the Court of Appeal in the case of Rivers State and I think Akwa Ibom State. And the issue of card reader was raised at the point of litigation, and the court accepted that since the card reader was not used, the election is now voided. But later on, the Supreme Court said, look, you are wrong. The Electoral Act did not mention anything about card reader. So you have to entrench it. We came and sat down in the Senate and said, look, we have to make card reader, this machine, as an integral part of the electoral process. There will be no accreditation. There will be no election without card reader. And that is what this amendment is all about. A lot of people even saying that we have leaders in the Senate and we have leaders in the House of Representatives, and I'm sure they will be able to meet with the president and resolve whatever impasse we have. We have not reached that level, and we have a way of solving this, and I'm sure it will be resolved, peacefully.
Sorry, I think you have one or two questions.
Yes.
The Senate is insisting that constitutionally it has not done anything wrong. Now, Nigerians are at a fix. What do we expect?
No, there is no constitution whatsoever. Our constitution had guaranteed the independence of the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. And there is clear-cut separation of powers. The court cannot intervene in matters of legislation, and neither can the legislature intervene in the matters of court process. And equally, the executive cannot interfere in any of the three. So we believe that this issue can also be resolved through dialogue. The National Assembly will go into dialogue with the office of the CJN and see how this issue can be resolved. I'm sure whoever is that judge is not saying that we should not continue with the amendment of the Electoral Act. Otherwise, we will come to a situation where there will be stalemate, and it will jeopardize the conduct of 2019 election. And nobody would want that in Nigeria, not the least the judiciary. So we have to respect the independence of the judiciary, and the judiciary have to respect the independence of the legislature, and equally that of the executive, because that is what our constitution has stated. And we are working to ensure that each arm of government is given full recognition based on the functions enshrined in the 1999 Constitution.
Well, it has been a beautiful moment with Senator Adamu Alero, Kebbi Central, who has actually intellectually told us possible way out of this whole thrilling and reactions by Nigerians. Until we come your way, we say, please be a good Nigerian. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.